Okay, so welcome back to my channel where I get dressed up and pretend this is what I look like in everyday life. It's not. This is not what I look like in everyday life. When I don't have to work, I pretty much look like a homeless person. Mac wants to say hello. Oh, okay. Max says hello. Okay, his shirt says beware of wiggle butts because he has a wiggly butt. Baby. Okay, mommy has to film, so I need you to move. Okay, well, here to help me introduce our video is Mac. Today I'm going to be doing the look I have been doing for work recently because I have news. I got a promotion. I need you to get down, Bubby. I need you to get down. You need to get down. So that is what this video is going to be. My routine has been taking me, I want to say 15 minutes tops. So we are going to go ahead and just get started. First things first is priming. I do still prime. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild Cucumber Primer. I have been loving this since I got it for the drugstore video, and I'm almost out. So I'm going to have to get more. But it's just so like cooling and hydrating. And I feel like it just kind of helps wake me up. I just realized, like, I sat down to film and I washed all my brushes last night, and guess what? I forgot to get all of my clean brushes. Yeah, so I washed all my brushes last night, and the responsible human that I am forgot to put them all up before I started filming. So that was fun. The normal brush I would use is presently dirty. Not dirty. It's not really dry yet. But I have another brush, so have no fear. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea concealer. I like to use this because it does have a good amount of coverage, but it also feels super hydrating. And I will just use it to like highlight as well as conceal any redness I might be having. I've been having to wake up at 4 a.m. so my skin is currently readjusting to that. And I'm also readjusting to the fact that I am using a new cleanser as well as a new moisturizer because I am out of both of my normal ones. So I'm going to take my Juno sponge and I'm just going to blend these out real quick. But you see what I'm saying with this concealer, it does add like a nice amount of coverage, but it just feels so hydrating at the same time. Okay, so that is done. Now what I'm gonna do is go in with my Milani powder. I have recently been using this pretty much every day since the drugstore video. And I'm going in with my Juno sponge and I'm just tapping that into my skin. And what I do actually like about using a powder foundation for early mornings, it's quick, it's easy, it doesn't take a lot of time to blend, but it also has coverage. And what I like about this is it doesn't feel super drying to my skin. And it's buildable. Like if I feel like right here, for example, I feel like I need just a little bit more. And again, I just used a beauty, well, my Juno Beauty. I like to use this because it is a microfiber, so I can use it wet or dry. And even if it is wet like it is now, it doesn't, like, here, I'll show you. It doesn't make my foundation wet. So I like that. If anyone has any good higher end powder foundations that they have a recommendation for, please let me know down there in the comments, because I need one of those. All right, so before I do anything else, I am gonna go ahead and do my brows, and I'm using my Too Faced Chocolate Brownie Brow. So I'm gonna do my brows and I'll be right back. Okay, so because I do go for a natural-ish look being up so early in the morning, I don't worry if my brows are like 1000% perfect. And what I'm gonna do, just to kind of set them and make them look slightly more natural, I go back over with the powder. Okay, so I don't want them like Instagram worthy brows. I just want them filled in, a little more shape to them. So this is what I do. Now I'm gonna take my Anastasia bronzer in the shade Saddle. And this is not the usual brush I use. I usually use a thicker brush, but it is still wet. This is my BH Cosmetics tapered face brush. That's the one I usually use. I'm just gonna go in with this Luxie brush and do a contour slash bronze. Okay, so as you can see, I did go over my nose. I'm gonna take it under my lip with whatever is just left on the brush. And then I also did my cheeks as well as my forehead. Now I feel like I did go a little too heavy on my forehead, so using whatever's powder is left on my Juno sponge, I'm just gonna dab that out. And I'm just gonna dab over that contour slash bronze with my Juno sponge as well, just to kind of make sure it's nice and blended together. That's weird. Oh. All right, so that's done. Now, my blush brush is dry, but I also do this with my Juno sponge, so it doesn't really, either way it works. I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Sweet Cheeks palette, and I'm gonna go into the peach. And either way, whether I'm using a brush or my Juno sponge, I do lightly dab it. I don't brush it. And I feel like it just kind of adds a nice peachy glow to my face. And then I also wash this like every night. So that is another reason I don't mind using this for everything. Now I'm gonna go into the highlight shade on this. And I'm just gonna highlight the high points of my face. Done with that. Now I'm gonna take a fluffy brush. I'm gonna go into my Anastasia bronzer. And I'm gonna just pop that in my crease. And then I'm gonna take either a pencil brush or an angled fluffy blending brush, and I'm gonna just put that on my lower lash line. Now, here I will do one of two things. I will either use the Sweet Cheeks blush palette, and I'll go in with the blush and just top that all over my eye. And then sometimes I'll go in with the bronzer and just using my finger, lightly pat that. Or I will go in with some Stila. Today I feel like doing some Stila, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take I'm just gonna take Kitten and put that all over my lid and then use my finger and press that in. Now I did put too much, so it did make a little bit of a mess. Just gonna go back in with my bronzer here and clean that up a little bit. Because it is such a light, pretty, like natural-ish shade, I can just go over it with the bronzer and not really care a lot if it gets everywhere. Now, because I want to add just an extra little oomph to the look, I'm going to take the Stila Kitten Karma. I'm going to pop that on the outer corner. And then I'm going to take Rose Gold Retro and pop that on the inner portion. Just to give a little extra dimension and make it a little more fun. Make it look like I actually tried. But again, I'm pretty much doing the same thing when I do this. I'll put the blush shade all over my lid and then I'll go in with the bronzy and just pat it on the outer corner. Now, I don't put any eyeliner on. I know, shocking. But at 4:30 in the morning when I'm putting makeup on, the last thing I want to do is like put a wing on my face. So now that this is pretty much dry, I'm just going to use my finger and make sure it's nice and patted in. And my eyes are done. Like, this is it. I'm done. All I have to do is pop on some mascara and some lipstick. And I'm going to go in with my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara. And that's it. That's all I do. Now, for lipstick, I'm not even going to lie. I have been rotating shades from the Jeffree Star Nude Volume 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Celebrity Skin. It's like a nice, like, nudish pink color. I like these because they last long. They don't dry down too matte where it's uncomfortable. And the pigment is amazing. And they're tiny. I can pop it in my pocket and walk out the door. Now, lately I've been living for this MAC Fix Plus Pink Light. It gives me a really nice, just healthy, natural looking glow, and it also sets my makeup. In using a powder foundation, it is really important to me personally that I do set my face, because I want to make the powder last as long as possible, but I also don't want to look cakey. Okay, and that is it. This is my look that I've been doing pretty much every single day lately since I started having to be at work for 5 a.m. I want to look nice, but I don't want to look like I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning to get ready. But I do still want to have that nice, fresh, natural-ish glow. So again, I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes like 12 products, and it really doesn't take me long. And this is a powder foundation with some hydrating concealer. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you being here. Again, if there are any like higher end powder foundations that you recommend, let me know so that I can go try them, because I'm just super curious. And I will see you guys next time. I have an Ipsy unboxing coming, and I also have a really fun series in mind that I'm going to start planning for. So keep an eye out for that. That will actually be adding to how much I upload. I would be doing Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So keep an eye out for that. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks.